watching ABC 13 News. Award-winning coverage of Lynchburg, Danville, Bedford, Roanoke, and the New River Valley.
Impressive strength to this line that came through just recently here over our studio, and you could hear it and feel it.
Two things, though. It's moving very rapidly. The forward speed of this is 65 to 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
I just checked the tower cam looking to the west. The sky is blue already out from Candler's Mountain. But this thing will be in and out in all locations here within the next 60, 90 minutes at the latest. There's your radar, and it only goes back 60 minutes. And you could see just how rapidly everything has moved from the Roanoke Valley an hour ago, now clearing the city limits of Lynchburg and through a good part of central Campbell County. It's just about out of Lovingston and the town of Amherst, as well as into the city limits of Lynchburg, now closer to Concord and extending down to the east side of Alta Vista. It's cleared Smith Mountain Lake. It is now more of an issue for Chatham, just upstream from Danville, or downstream from upstream from Danville right now. So anywhere from Danville, Blair's, and likely south of Chatham will have the very intense rain within these next 15 to 30 minutes or so, and it's probably going to be a little closer to 6 o'clock before it rolls through most of Halifax and Charlotte counties. So when this thing does come through, expect a very brief intense rain and wind gusts in excess of about 40, some places even 50 miles an hour. Once that is done, all these darker areas, basically the Roanoke and New River Valleys, under a high wind warning, wind advisory, which is kind of downstepping one for Nelson County, most of Lynchburg and south side of Virginia. But what we basically look for is fairly sustained winds, 15 to 35 miles an hour in all locations tonight and the first half of tomorrow. There will be some gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour. They will be a little more dominant across true higher terrain. So a good idea to secure any loose items outside, the backyard soccer goals, and the trash can. Still windy and cold will also be the issue going forward into tomorrow. With that in mind, a wind chill advisory for these areas along and west of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Those are the places where the wind chills are likely to go below zero later on tonight. As we take Futurecast forward from 6 o'clock this evening, again, wind chills really not much of an issue, but watch how dramatically these numbers come down by daybreak tomorrow. Wind chills at sunrise tomorrow at or slightly below zero for the Roanoke and New River Valleys, and even central and south side Virginia, staring at wind chills in the single digits and only coming up into the 20s for wind chills later on tomorrow afternoon. Our temperatures for the time being still hovering into the 60s as the winds continue from the southwest, but look how they've already turned for Dublin, Blacksburg, Beckley, and Roanoke, and Hot Springs. That colder wind for the northwest dominates late tonight and tomorrow. There will also be a few passing flurries into the mountains, the New River Valley, but they will be noticeably absent for central and southern Virginia. Really, it's all about the wind and the cold, with the actual air temperatures in the 20s by daybreak. Tomorrow it is sunny but still windy and dramatically colder than today. Highs holding into the mid and upper 30s through most of central Virginia. South side is not a lot warmer, drastically colder here. Sunny, windy, and 40 in Danville, 39 in Brookneal. And it's going to be a struggle to get much above the freezing mark, if at all, for the New River Valley. High winds continue here with sunshine, 36 for the Roanoke Valley, 35 in Lexington. And believe it or not, we've got to start thinking about snow for the first of next week. More on that in a few minutes. Len.